G'day OneWorldflyer squad, welcome back to another Thursday video. Today I'm not doing a trip report because I've got a lot of assignments due. It's quicker to just do a trip report, and secondly, I'm saving up for bigger trips, so not doing any short domestic trips at the moment. And today I've got about 80 questions to answer, so let's quickly go through them. So first question from my YouTube member, Ariel. Do you collect airplane miniature? I do not actively collect them anymore because partly because I live in Australia, and maybe one day I'll move out and I will have no place for those airplanes, so don't want to disappoint myself when I move out. I do have them in Hong Kong. I used to collect them as a kid, but I have no idea where they are actually. They're definitely somewhere at home, but don't know where my mum's put it. Another question from YouTube member Sunrace81. Once global travel restrictions are fully lifted, would you be keen to venture out and try the more unusual aircraft types such as the Aviation IL-96-300, Comac ARJ21, I don't know what the first two are exactly, Airbus A220, etc. Definitely. I really want to try out the A220. I do have a 737 MAX flight booked, so that's something to look forward to, but I'm not exposing too much details at the moment. Bradley, what do you think of Bonza Airlines starting up coming for Australia, and Bonza will not target the lucrative golden triangle of Sydney, Melbourne and Brisbane? I think it's probably a smart move. It's definitely quite innovative in the Australian market, because if you look at America, Airlines been doing that, and I think they're doing quite well, aren't they? Like Southwest, Frontier, JetBlue, Alaska. They don't focus on, traveling between the bigger cities like New York and Boston to LA, San Francisco, that kind. They tend to focus on either West or East Coast. So, and they're doing quite well, aren't they? So probably a good move for Bonza. David, my patron, do you have many airplane models? I've only got one here. That's the Cathay A350-1000. That's it. What do you think of the Qantas flights from Perth to London temporarily changed to Darwin to London? A stopover in Singapore would be just refueling, which means not enough time for a visit to the Jewel, but all Changi duty-free shoppings but Darwin, that's like just boring. I do agree, you can't compare Darwin to, Perth, Singapore, or, Hong Kong, whatever's in Asia, but, just a temporary measure. I think they're doing it partly because they haven't got everything set up in Singapore yet for transit. If you look at Changi Airport website, Qantas is currently not a eligible transit airline. Airlines currently allowing you to transit in Singapore have to get special permission from Changi Airport, so that's probably why, I guess. Have you ever considered a Pacific Island holiday, being so close to them? If so, which one? Definitely Fiji, because they're not too far from Australia, and they've got direct flights to Hong Kong, so it's quite convenient. Hopefully I can go there soon. My patron Ian, would you like to go on a holiday without doing a blog? I think he means, and just relax. I've always thought about not doing a video at all, whether it's on the plane or at the destination. I don't do that vlog, but because I'm so used to just doing the filming whenever I fly and travel, not doing it feels weird as much as I want to relax sometimes. And it's just that feeling that I might miss out on something unexpected if I don't film it. So will I do it in the near future? I don't think so. But probably one day I'll try. Now moving on to Q&As on Instagram. Josh for the Photography 17, coming to Melbourne anytime soon, that we're reopening. Not too sure. because my schedule's really tight at the moment, but hopefully I can go there. Nakib Iman 350. Have you ever tried AirAsia? No, I haven't. Hopefully I can soon. I really want to try their, I think, AirAsia Thailand A330neo from Australia to Bangkok or whatever. Shenyang 98. What's your next airline you're likely to try? Well, in Australia at the moment, probably some local airlines, like local as in, you know, within the region of Pacific, like Fiji, Air New Guinea in PNG, and also, what's the other one? Air North. Lucas. Other than Hong Kong, once Australia opens its borders, where do you want to go? Everywhere in the world. I just want to travel around the world, really. Takev, what's your impression on Japan? Where would you like to go when going to Japan? I always go to Tokyo. Before COVID, I go there like at least once a year. Japan always has a special place in my heart because, well, first of all, I love it so much. I love ramen, I love sushi, I love the efficiency in Japan. And also my parents actually met each other in Japan. So always a special place in my heart. Calv1225, metal cutlery or wooden cutlery? Metal hands down, but I totally don't mind wooden cutlery in economy class if it's safe cost and if it's lighter and it protects the environment or safe feel, whatever. CSTSE, do you prefer Qantas or Cathay Pacific to Hong Kong? Probably Cathay because specifically in economy class they offer 2 full meals and they have more flights from Australia to Hong Kong. Team Moz, are you excited that Cathay and Singapore are starting to pick up aircraft from Alice Springs? Totally. I wish I could be there. I could be there to watch those 777 A350, not A350 perhaps, A380 taking off. It would be amazing. Derek Lee, using third-party website to buy plane tickets, will it be cheaper? If yes, any recommendations? I always look up on Skyscanner and Google Flights before I book a flight. Not because I want to look for the cheapest agencies, but I just want to see what flights are the cheapest and then I can go to the airline's website to book them. But if it's like big agency like Expedia, I would book with them if they're like heaps cheaper. And at the moment during COVID, I do recommend booking directly with your airline because if there's any disruptions, it's easier to contact your airline rather than having to contact, the third parties. Apart from traveling, what other hobbies or things do you enjoy? Funny enough, a lot of things that I do enjoy, I can't do them at home. At home as in city of Adelaide or Hong Kong. I like skiing, I like surfing, I like snorkeling, I like skating, ice skating or roller skating. Things that I feel the speed on my face, like riding a bike downhill or on a roller coaster. Thailand.gov.au, are you single? Oh, no, I'm not. I've got my partner right there. IDR33 Instagram. If you want to work for an airline, what airline will it be? Cathay, Qantas, British Airways, Virgin, all the big ones. I don't mind if I get a job. Favourite food? If you asked me 10 years ago, definitely eggs. But now I've broadened that options to a lot of cuisines. I don't really have a favourite food now because I have so many food that I like. Fried chicken, pad thai, nasi lemak, chicken schnitzel, hot pies in Australia. Ooh, yummy yum. Do you prefer long haul or short haul? I think I prefer long haul. You get more out of it, the experience, like the service, everything. Favourite Australian city? Definitely not Adelaide or Perth. Sydney, Melbourne and Brisbane, they're like a tie for me. I think I prefer Brisbane a little bit more. I do like Sydney and Melbourne as well, but I think it's similar to Hong Kong, so it doesn't really stand out. Favourite short haul domestic airline? If you're asking me, in Australia, definitely Qantas, because again, you get more out of it. You get a meal, you get alcohol in economy, and the lounges are generally better. Favourite long haul airline? Well, I haven't tried many. Out of the ones I've tried, perhaps Cathay and Virgin Atlantic. The food's good, the service is good. Cathay seats are better though. I'm 21. Best 5 lounge experience. Oh, easy. Sydney Qantas first class, Hong Kong the Pier first class, and business class. Qantas Hong Kong, no longer there unfortunately, and Virgin Atlantic Clubhouse at Heathrow. Ooh, they're my 5 favourite. 3 airlines that are phenomenal at customer service. Customer service. Japan Airlines, hands down. Maybe 5. 3 is a bit too few. Cathay Singapore, Malaysia as well. Maybe I'll give a Western airline as well. I really like Virgin Atlantic. When I last flew them to London, it was top notch. Describe yourself in 2 words. Cook. Favorite cold and hot beverages? That changes all the time. Hot beverages, possibly chai latte with vanilla syrup. Cold, I'm currently drinking this cold tea that I bought the tea leaf from Perth in Fremantle Market. It's so good. Go to outfit. Anything casual really, if I'm just going out, for dinner or lunch or uni. Something like this. I actually just went out, I just got back home, this is what I wore, with a pair of sunnies obviously, because it's Australia, UV's horrible. Pair of shorts. I rarely wear thongs unless I'm going to the beach. Thongs as in flip-flop slipper. Do you think Bonza will be a successful airline? Well, I don't know, but I hope they will be. Jordan Wu, will you go back to Sydney anytime soon as lockdown has ended? When SA reopens their borders to New South Wales, definitely. VHHH, Ethan, why there's no Cantonese video at the moment? Because when you think about it, all my flights right now, they're within Australia, or there's 2 exceptional to New Zealand, so naturally not many people from Hong Kong would be so invested in watching those videos. Before COVID, most of my audience are from America. Australia's like maybe number 4, number 5. But obviously, if I do Australian flights continuously, I get more Australian audience. And right now, Australia's number 1. Hong Kong's like bottom, I don't know, 10, maybe number 10. So that's why I don't see the point doing Cantonese videos at the moment. But I will do Cantonese again when I can start flying international, especially to and from Hong Kong again. Will you be making a trip to South Africa once the borders are open? Yeah, I'm definitely keen visiting SA. But the thing I have to watch out for is that although South Africa is open, a lot of countries aren't open to South Africa, so it can be a bit tricky. How often do you visit Hong Kong? Before COVID, about 4 to 7 times a year. Now 0. Michelle Jackson A4 is asking, why do you like hooks on a plane so much? I've never noticed them before. Well, first of all, it's an interesting feature, and second of all, people seem to like the way I pronounce hook. I'm not very good at pronouncing O-O-K. For example, the word B-O-O-K, I pronounce it book, but it's supposed to be boke. Boke. I don't know. Boke a ticket, book a ticket. If I say it fast in a normal conversation, I say, oh, I'm going to book that ticket. Baxter's asking, when are you coming back to Melbourne? Hopefully soon, mate. Pumped for Bonza inaugural. Hopefully I'll be in Australia for that, and hopefully it's to and from Adelaide. KFWA70, will you stay living in Australia after your studies? Not too sure at the moment. Hopefully yes. Which airports would you like to work at first, and which one would you like to retire from? If I'm not working for any airlines, I do wish to hope for, within the airport management. Retire probably Hong Kong. To work first, any big exciting airports like Heathrow. Oh, someone's calling me, sorry. Heathrow, but I'll finish that questions. Heathrow, how can I stop this? Heathrow, Atlanta, all the big ones. I'll come back. Hello, I'm back. So next question from Baxter again. What would you do if airlines suddenly started removing cook hooks from plane lavatories? I'll stop flying, because what's the point? Any thoughts on having an adventure like hiking or skydiving? I don't really like hiking unless the view is really spectacular when you get up there. Skydiving, no. Bungee jump, yes. I actually almost did that in New Zealand, but the timing just didn't work out. How long has it been since the last time you've been back to Hong Kong, and do you miss it? I absolutely miss it so much. Last time I left Australia was December 2019, and I got back here February 2020. James is asking, what's your most favourite trip apart from a creative perspective that you had created? It's an interesting question. I don't really think I have a favourite trip report that I have ever created, but definitely the most interesting recently would be perhaps Air New Zealand when I went to, I kept looking there, but the camera's there, Air New Zealand A320neo from Queenstown to Sydney, because it's so different to the Qantas and Virgin trip reports that I've created. It's just so different, and whilst I'm editing, I get to look at the spectacular Queenstown airport departure, so it's quite cool. What's your strategy for hotel stays? Cheap, expensive, favourite hotel brand, and why? Before this year, I usually go for cheap, but like clean and, not cheap, if you get what I mean, but something good and valuable. Now I tend to go for hotel brand because I started collecting points for hotels. Like the past few trips I've only stayed at Hilton properties, but I'm now going to start trying intercontinental properties as well. No particular reason, it's just that I wanted to start earning points and rewards, that kind of stuff. The worst airport for transit? In my experience, Abu Dhabi was the worst, because not that they have bad transit facilities, but the departure area just isn't that nice, particularly the older parts, like I forgot what terminal, but yeah, it's just weird and creepy. If you were looking for a job, what would you become and where would you go? I don't know where I would go. I don't mind. Where would you what would you become? I do, because I obviously studied aviation management at university. I do want to try and become an airline manager, but I'll see what happens. Have you ever flown to Indonesia? I've not ever flown to Indonesia yet, but hopefully I can soon, and I would like to fly Garuda. If you have infinite amount of money, what would you like? What would you do in general? Aviation or anything? Definitely lots of flying. Anything else? Definitely a property in Hong Kong. Lots of premium cat litter and cat food and cat milk for my darling, and charity. Overnight or daytime flights? Daytime, because I like looking at the view, unless some exceptions, like if you're flying over North Pole, you see the Nordic lights, then overnight. Do you prefer online or paper boarding passes? Definitely paper, because I like to keep them. But that being said, I also keep boarding pass on my phone if I forgot my phone. Of course I don't, I'm using it to film. Yeah, I have a lot of boarding passes on my Apple Wallet. How did COVID-19 affect your travel plans? It has horribly and severely affected my travel plans. Last year I had to cancel a lot of exciting trips, including American Airlines first class from Dallas Fort Worth to Hong Kong, 16-hour flight. I had to cancel an airfare ticket from Budapest to New York, and then New York to LA, and then LA back to Brussels on Air France KLM and Delta for like $500 all in business class. It was so upsetting to cancel that. Next question, have you been to any place out of US in the continent? I'm assuming you're asking me if I've been outside of USA when I visit the Americas. I've been to Canada, but that's it, Canada and America. Your favorite airport bubbles? I am yet to have a favorite one yet. I have to try a lot more. When you travel, do you have specific things to do in that destination? Not really anything specific. Maybe when I was younger, definitely plane spotting, but I'm a bit too lazy to do that now. If I'm going to like a big city, definitely experience a nightlife and have a walk around the city. I like walking a lot, and also just looking at the skyline, that makes me happy. How do you balance your traveling and other stuff like work or school? I don't think I'm really good at time management, but it just works. Like, thankfully school is now mostly online, and so I can always bring my laptop with me when I travel and do it in the hotel or wherever. Work, I'm a very casual worker. I do DoorDash, food delivery, so I just do it when I have free time. Where's your favourite airport transit hotel? I've never ever, actually I have. I've stayed at airport hotels before, but only at Heathrow, so I don't have a favourite one. But I am going to try out some airport hotel this year, so I can maybe give you an answer next time you ask. Do you prefer check-in on your phone, kiosk, or with agent? With an agent. I like that old school experience. What's the best vegetarian meal you've ever had on a plane? Etihad, Abu Dhabi to Hong Kong, egg noodle. That was amazing. It was in economy class. Do you support vaccine mandate for passengers and crew? Neither do I support nor don't support the vaccine mandate. I don't really like mandatory stuff, but people should be sensible and reasonable with their decision making. That being said, it's hard to discuss about vaccine, but if you talk about mask, definitely wear a mask if it's crowded. But when there's like no one on a plane, take it off. No one cares. Like if I walk around the park, I'll take it off. But if I'm walking into a busy shopping centre, I put it on. Do you miss PAC? Not the school part, the boarding school part. Yeah, not entirely. I just miss the vibe and the fact that your friends are just next door. Do you collect miles for Star Alliance and Sky Team? If so, what airline? With Star Alliance, I started with Air New Zealand recently because of the status match they offered when the travel bubble between Australia and New Zealand started, but it bursted like 2 months later. Sky Team, I have Delta, but I'm not actively collecting at the moment. Wine or champagne? Definitely champagne because I like bubbles. Do you think airline status is worth the effort to achieve? It really depends. Personally, for me, 100%. Before COVID, I travel internationally a lot, and I need a lot of baggage allowance. So having that One World Gold Sapphire status really helped a lot with saving money, like the baggage costs and stuff. What's your favorite color? Yellow. What's your long-term goal? Do you plan to becoming a pilot or growing your YouTube channel? Definitely not pilot. I don't like maths. I also don't like controlling. I like sitting in the car, but not be the driver. I like being on a plane, but I imagine not being the pilot. So definitely growing my YouTube channel. What's the best surprise upgrade you've ever had from an airline? Definitely Qantas from Sydney to Hong Kong long time ago. It was because they downgraded the aircraft from a Airbus A330-800 to a 200. So there was some people in economy, including myself, had to be bumped to business class because the 200 is smaller. Tell us more about your plans after uni. My plans after uni. Travel around the world. If someone wants to hire me, I'll start working. Favorite flight ever. Again, it's hard to give you one, but if I'm talking about in recent years, definitely Etihad again. From Hong Kong to Abu Dhabi in business class. I had a really nice Korean purser. She was amazing. How's the final year of uni going? Shit. Legit, last night I slept at 5 a.m. just to do my assignment and I haven't even finished. When's your first long-haul flight and which airline? My first long-haul flight was just before 9/11 from Hong Kong to Heathrow on Virgin Atlantic. I was only 1 year old, so we flew to London because we have relatives there, and then we flew onwards to Belfast on EasyJet because my sister started her secondary school that year in Belfast. Do you have any pre-flight superstitions? I don't know. I don't think so. No. I don't pray or anything. What's one item you can't travel without? Oh my god, the questions you're asking are so difficult to answer. Nothing in particular. Obviously, you need some clothes, some socks, some underwear, some pants, your phone, your wallet. But nothing in particular that if I don't bring, I'll go crazy. No. Your dream place. I want to be in New York because I like tall buildings and skyscrapers. Any chance of going to Long Reach? Blah, blah, blah. Not anytime soon, but any chance in the future? Definitely. And the final question from Kevin. Would you like to try more mainland China carriers such as CZ664? What's CZ664? Let me see. CZ664. Oh, Adelaide to Guangzhou. Oh, yes, I definitely would like to try that. I actually almost forgot that they used to fly to Adelaide before COVID. Hopefully they come back soon, but it's a bit tricky. It's a bit like Cathay because mainland China and Hong Kong, they both don't want to open borders. They want to achieve COVID zero like Western Australia. So very tricky. Long wait. So that's it for the Q&A today. I really hope that you enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you next week on a regular trip report. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Boston. For your safety, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened and your cabin baggage stowed until the seatbelt sign has been turned